Hello there everybody and welcome into the Matt the Grape channel. Today I'm here to show you guys how to build boats or yachts in Minecraft. I've been waiting to make this video for a long time and today I'm finally ready to show you guys. I've got 4 different sizes of boats or yachts that we're going to be building up today. I'm going to show you guys how to build them, I'm going to show you guys how to decorate them, and then you can hopefully put your own creative twist on them whenever you make them in your own world. So we're going to go ahead and jump right on in. Remember, like I said, we have 4 different boats that I'm going to show you. The first one is going to be the tiny. So for the tiny version, the first thing you're going to want to do is build up to the surface. You can go ahead and break that column. Then you're simply going to make a 4x5 square out of whatever material you like. I normally like to use quartz for my yacht builds. I think it of course looks fancier, much more clean and modern. But if you want to use a different kind of block or different combinations of blocks, then you can go ahead and do that. So then you can come below and place down blocks just like this right in the middle, leaving a 1 block ring around the outside. Then you're just going to take your quartz stairs and just go ahead and place them all around. And there we go, the bottom of our boat is done, and it actually looks pretty good. So now as we head up to the top, we've got, of course, our 5x4 quartz rectangle here, and you can actually do whatever you want with this top area. I'm just going to show you guys something that I think would look good. And make sure to be aware that you can use slabs and stairs to make your boat look more architecturally appealing. I also like to use dark oak fences because they have a nice contrast with the white quartz slabs. And then of course you can go ahead and use blocks like bookshelves, crafting tables, chests, and furnaces to make your boat look even nicer. So I'm going to go ahead and place down a couple of these things. And there you have it. I just finished the boat. It looks really nice. Actually, let me give you a quick little tour. So you'll come in through the back here. You can see there's these dark oak fences. Again, I really like to use these. Some glowstone in the top for lighting whenever it's dark. And then of course we've got all your things on the sides like furnaces, bookshelves, crafting tables, all that kind of stuff. Up here, of course, up here in the front we have some glass, which I think looks really nice. It's kind of like this is the place where you would maneuver and sail the boat. Also, I have a cover up top here. Especially on the small boats, I find it looks really cool if there's a cover on top of it. And then on the top here, you can just see I did all these little details, like some stairs, some slabs. It really just takes a lot of experimenting. So what I would say, especially if you're new to making architectural stuff like this, is just go try it out. It's going to take a little while to get the perfect formula, but eventually it will start looking really good. So now, after all of that, I'm going to tell you guys the 4 steps to making a great boat. The first step is to make the base. You have to decide how big you want your boat to be, and then you need to make the bottom like this, using stairs. Then you can add on to the top. So for example, where do you want the front to be? Where do you want the back to be? Do you want to add in some glass? That also includes the top. Where do you want the slabs to be? How do you want it to look in general? Then for the third step, you need to portion out the below deck area. This boat doesn't have a below deck area, but all of our other boats will. And then of course the last thing is decorations like lighting, and also these blocks like furnaces, crafting tables, chests, and things like that. And there's the first tiny boat made. Now I'm going to go ahead and move on to the small boat. So again, we're going to start by building up from the ground. Then we need to decide how big we want this boat to be. Alright, and for the small boat size, I've decided that it's going to be a 5x7. Of course, make it however big you'd like. Now this is something really important. Remember, if you want to have a below deck area like this one is going to have, you need to make sure that you're going to be able to build the bottom down to allow for 2 blocks of headroom. So for example, if you were going to build the bottom out like this, I would need to put an extra block here before the stairs to allow for that 2 block headroom. And then after you do that, you're just going to add in the bottom floor right here. And we'll drain out the water later. So this is what the boat looks like this. It looks a little weird. But here's a way that I think that we can make it better. If you come around here, you can still add stairs without losing the gap between the upper stair and the lower stair. So if we go ahead and replace all these, I'll bet you that it looks a lot better. And remember, you're not losing any floor space because the bottom, or I guess in this case, the top of the stair is going to replace that floor space that was originally there with the block. Alright, well it definitely looks better like this. Let's head back up to the top and start the next step. So now that we have the foundation done, remember that's the first step, now we're going to move to the second step, which is building the architectural design, the top. So let's see, I'm going to go ahead and make this the front of the boat. I'm also going to use my normal curved design to the front. And remember, because this does have a below deck area, you need to make sure that you have an access point. So I'm going to put it right here. Now, as you can see, it's filled with water right now. So how do you get rid of things filled with water? All you have to do is replace all the water with a block. Make sure that it's all gone. and then you can head back down and start destroying all of it, and doing your best to make sure that you don't let any more water back in. And of course, you can always replace that block and it'll be fine. So here's our below deck area. As you can see, it's not very big, but should be good enough to do something cool down here. Now, a very efficient way to make a stairway down to the below deck area is to use a 3-block L shape like this. It'll give you just enough headroom to squeeze down. I'm going to go ahead and place dark oak fences around the outside of the boat here. And this is the basic structure on top, I believe. I'm just going to leave it open for now, but you could also add a roof on top of here. All right, now it's time for the third step, which is designing the below deck area. So we're going to head down to the below deck. We have to think, what do we want this to be? Now, in my mind, the below deck area is normally meant for a bedroom. So that's what we're going to make this. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my bed. I think I'm going to place it over here. Now, as you can see, it's pretty dark. Remember, especially in the below deck areas, there's not going to be much light. So what I suggest that you do is place some glowstone kind of in the edges here. Now, I know that this block right here is a solid quartz block, because I remember how we made it on the first. So if I just break that block and replace it with glowstone, now there's a lot of light. I could probably do the same thing over here. And it doesn't mess up the design from the outside. As you can see, there's just a glowstone block right there. And if I head around to the other side, it's also right there. So what are some other things that you might be able to find in a bedroom? Maybe some bookshelves. Let me go ahead and get out these other items. By the way, we're moving into the fourth step, which is adding in all these other things. I'm going to go ahead and put, let's see, there's a bunch of room down here. Maybe I can readjust the bed over here and place down crafting table and furnace. And of course, you need a chest to store your stuff. Why don't I put it right there? So even though it's a little packed, it still looks really good. It's still got all the stuff in here, and I think it looks really nice. But Matt the Grape, what if I want to change my design on the top? Can I do it in later steps? Of course you can. For example, right now I'm looking at this, and I feel like this roof needs to extend back farther. So what can I do? I can just go over here and build it out just a little bit more. And to keep it consistent, I'm going to go ahead and also extend out the glass. Then I also went ahead and added some more detail to the top, mostly because of this glowstone block. Now remember, at nighttime, this is all going to need to be illuminated. So I went ahead and added a glowstone block here. Unfortunately, it was peeking out through the top. So the way that you can conceal it is just by using some slabs and kind of having a gradual slope. And then a couple of final things for this boat. I'm going to go ahead and add a furnace and a crafting table. And that'll finish out our small boat size. Now we're going to do the next size, which is medium size. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing as we normally do. Head down to the bottom and build up to the top. You can go ahead and destroy the tower, and then decide how large you want it to be. We're going to go with a 6x10 rectangle for this boat. Now to do the bottom, remember you need at least 2 blocks of headroom. And a good formula for making the bottom of your boats, at least in my experience, is to put a layer of blocks, and then you can plop down a layer of stairs, upside down stairs. And then by putting another layer of stairs right below this, you're going to be able to get that good old 2-block headroom. And there you have it, the bottom of our medium-sized boat. Now on to step 2, which is making the top. I'm going to go ahead and use the same formula, but this time I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm actually going to go ahead and close off the front area with a couple of doors and make it just a little bit more separate from the rest of the boat. I think that looks pretty good for the front. Now let's focus on the back. I'm going to go ahead and use some dark oak fences. Also remember that you're going to need a stairwell down to below deck. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and put that stairwell right here. Remember, there's going to be some water down here that you need to clear out. Make sure all the water is gone, then you can head right on back down and start opening it back up. And a good method for mining all this stuff out is to take the number of blocks that you made it like lengthwise. Like for this example, I made it 10 blocks. So then you just subtract 2 and that makes 8 blocks. And there will be 8 blocks of interior space in the below deck area because of the 2 blocks used on the outside of the boat. So if you just start here, you'll just count 8, you'll just mine 8 blocks down, and then you'll get to the end right here. It's perfectly at the ending. Now because I have 6 blocks across, I'll just subtract 2 and then I should have 4, which is exactly what I have. Then you're going to want to make sure that you add in your stairs. I'm going to go ahead and put them in like this. And now we have this beautiful below deck area that we need to figure out what we want to do with. First thing that I noticed is that it's pretty dark, so let's go ahead and add some light with glowstone. I'm just going to go ahead and quickly replace these blocks on the side with glowstone. And you can use your best judgment to determine if that's going to be enough light. So now we need to figure out whether we want this to be all one room or whether we want to like portion it off. Again, remember this is your own boat or yacht and you can do whatever the heck you want to do with it. I think I'm going to portion mine off into 2 different sections. By building this wall here, I'm going to make it into half of like a kitchen and half into like a bedroom. I'm going to go ahead and place a door to help block off the space. And then this area is going to be the bedroom. Now, as you can see right now, it's actually pretty dark in here. So I'm going to go ahead and add another light right there. Another thing cool that you could do, I actually just thought of this, is you can actually replace this with glass. And then in your boat, you can see outside to the ocean. So I'm going to go ahead and place down some bookshelves. The bed can probably just go right there. Again, remember, this is a boat. Everything needs to be really compact, and you need to be really efficient with your space. So I'm going to go ahead and place a crafting table and a chest maybe, and that'll be it for a little bedroom area. Nice, cute, and cozy. And then as we move over into this area, I'm going to make it into kind of a kitchen. So I'm going to try and make this into a kitchen and dining room. So I'm going to go ahead and place a couple of furnaces and maybe a crafting table. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab a dark oak fence and then a dark oak pressure plate to go along with it. That makes the table. Alright, I think that's pretty good for down here below decks, and that closes off that step of the boat design process. Now we're going to head back up to the top and do some more decorations. So what I think would look really cool up here is if we did maybe an umbrella kind of thing. So I've come up with this design for the umbrella. I think it looks pretty nice. All you have to do is place the dark oak fences down here, a glowstone block on top, and then just surround that glowstone block with stairs. And even better, you can place a slab up here on top of the glowstone to make it look even more like an umbrella. And I'll go ahead and add a little bit of seating around here. So I think I'm just going to place a couple of stairs over here, and I think a couple of levers would look nice, maybe just to show that you're driving the boat. These levers would look pretty nice. Alright, and that is it for our medium-sized boat. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a quick little tour just to kind of recap what we've done. In the front, we've got an enclosed area with levers to drive the boat. Out here on the deck, we've got an umbrella with some seating. And below decks, we have a kitchen and table along with a bedroom area. Alright, and now it's time for the very last one. We've done the tiny boat, we've done the small boat, we've done the medium boat, but now it's time for the large boat. So I'm going to come out here into the middle of the ocean. We need plenty of room for this. It's going to be 10 by 17. That is huge. Of course, you can always make it bigger, but I think this is as big as we're going to go in this video. So let's go ahead and make the frame. Of course, that's the first step. I'm going to use the same general formula. And remember, that's just a block and then a layer of stairs. And it looks like I made this one too close to land because we're running into the ground. Alright, and with that done, it's time to go ahead and hollow out the below deck area. Now that that's done, we can figure out kind of how we want this boat to be laid out. So I think, as with all the other boats, this is going to be the front. I'm just going to go ahead and use the standard method. However, this time my plan is to use a little bit of stair action here on the front. I'll go ahead and add some slabs up here as the roof. I think that looks pretty nice from the front. And next up, I'm going to go ahead and put some fences along the side. I'm going to go ahead and place the access. I think I'm going to extend this roof a little bit farther back from the front, and I'll maybe add some seating under it. All you have to do is place the fence down and grab your dark oak pressure plate or whatever color of pressure plate and place it down right on top, and then I'll just go ahead and add some seats around it. I'm wondering what would be a good idea to put here on the back of the boat. What if we put a hot tub on the back of the boat? How would you do that? Maybe if I just compress it down? Yeah, sure, like that. Then I'll go ahead and grab a water bucket and fill it on up. Then I think we'll do an umbrella to finish things off. But remember, the top of the boat is only half of it because we still have the entire below deck area. So let's go ahead and make a stairway down here. Now, this area is so big that I'm going to need to place some glowstone around here for light. So how are we going to split this up? There's a giant area down here that we need to deal with. So I think the things that we're going to want are maybe a kitchen, maybe an entertainment room, a couple of bedrooms. And yeah, that should be good. So let's see. The first thing, whenever you come down, should be the kitchen area. So I think this will turn out being the kitchen and dining room area. Then we're going to need an entertainment center. Let's see if we can probably fit in that big of an area. And then a couple of bedrooms. Let's see. Can I fit 2 bedrooms back here? Sure. We can probably do a 4x3 bedroom and then a 3x3 bedroom. I'm going to go ahead and fill these walls all the way up to the top now that we have a ground plan. And that's always a good thing to do. Make a plan just 1 block layer up and make sure that you know where all your rooms are going to be. Then you can go ahead and build them up the 2nd block high to kind of finalize your plan. Okay, we need some lighting down here. So we don't want these glowstone blocks just riding along on the floor. So I'm going to go ahead and build into the side of the wall some glowstone. Now, Remember that this glowstone is going to be seen from the outside of the boat, so you're going to want to make sure that you keep it consistent. So make sure that if you place a light on one side, that you just follow it through and place it on the other side as well. Remember, you can always add some glass on the side here to open it up. I'm going to go ahead and add our doors in. And now it's time to decorate down here. So let's see, if we're going to go into the kitchen area, we're going to add probably a furnace, some crafting tables, a couple of chests, and also some seating. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's move on to the next room. We've got an entertainment room. So in the entertainment rooms, I'll normally just put kind of a wall of seating, and then I'll put some posts here, and on top we'll put a little TV. And for that job, I'll normally pick some black wool. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and move on to the bedrooms. So remember the bedrooms, we're going to want our bed. I think I probably want this to be facing the ocean. We're going to want some bookshelves. Let's see, crafting table, and maybe even a little table to put some stuff down. Alright, bedroom number 1 complete. Let's move on to bedroom number 2. Now this bedroom is of course more compact, so we're going to need to be more efficient with our space. So I'm thinking bed there, bookshelf, crafting table, chest, and a table right at the end of the bed. Pretty compact, but I think it works. And I almost forgot, up here in the front of the boat, we're probably going to want to add some stairs here, along with some levers, and then I'll go ahead and place some. So that is it for our large boat. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a quick little summary of what we've done. So up here in the front of the boat, let's just go ahead and start off at the front. We've got our little helm area here, we've got some seating, and of course we've got our levers to help us steer the boat. Then out here on the deck, we have a little bit of seating under a cover, as well as some umbrella seating and a hot tub area. Now let's head on below decks. So the first door to your right is going to be the kitchen and seating area. Of course, we've got some seating, as well as the kitchen. We've got a couple of furnaces, a crafting table, and a chest, all the stuff you need, as well as a window out the back to watch the ocean while you're cooking. Now let's move on down. We've got the entertainment room with some seating and a TV. Then we've got the bedrooms at the back. Our first bedroom, it's just got bed, some of the normal stuff, a table, and then in the second bedroom, which is a little bit smaller, we've got it all just in a little bit of a more compact space. And that is all for today's video about how to build a boat or a yacht in Minecraft. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had a lot of fun making this video. I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching it. And maybe you can take some of this inspiration into your next boat or yacht build. Make sure to like and subscribe for updates for my most recent videos. Also, check out Discord, Patreon, Twitter, and Reddit links in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.